Namaste and good morning. Well, here we are again. Welcome to Mundir. And look at Surya Narayan glimmering in the water. And in the sky, he's coming up there. So we see him in the water and in the skies. How beautiful it is. Let us pay obeisance to this Lord. Om Bhara Bhavasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo nah prachodayat Om Bhurrbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yo nah prachodayat. Okay, all right. Our mandir this morning, the murti of earth, the murti of water, the murti of fire, the sun, and the murti of air, and the murti of space. How beautiful it is. We pray, and in our prayers, that we should, Krishna Bhagavan was telling us how to pray and how to spend our morning. Sreya hi jnanam abhyasach jnana dhyanan vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagas tyagakshantiranantaram. That Arjuna, he was telling in Bhakti Yoga, verse 12, chapter 12, that you pray, many people pray, and this is good. But when you pray, Arjuna, abhyas, don't let it just be a practice and you do it and it's superficial. And many people do that, and that's inherited from generations. And in that generation, when the practice is there, Arjuna, think of me or think of the deities, think of Lord Shiva when you pray. Think of his greatness or my greatness. And Lord Krishna revealed his greatness to Arjuna. And so when you're doing that, that will lift you up and give you an idea where you gotta go. So this is the guidance. Scriptures are pointers to take us to higher. But when you're done, embrace silence. Meaning silence of the mind, silence of the body, by meditation. And then you go and you do seva. You collaborate with me so that we can sustain this universe. And we know of Vishnu Bhagwan. He has the Dasa avatar, 10 times he took form and came into this world. So come and do seva to everybody. See God in everyone, see me in everyone. And this morning I want to talk about when we pray, how does God respond? And some of them have been given in this sloka. That the scriptures, he comes down, and then when his Leela, his drama is recorded, we can draw from that. Then he take himself and he became a spiritual master or guru. And when we think of Krishna Bhagavan in that form, manifested form, we draw strength, we draw power, divine power from it. So that's two ways. And so with Lord Rama and the Buddha and the Christ, from the teachings of these great souls, these incarnations, we learn. But the best way to learn, to get in touch with these great masters, is not the second hand to read it from a book, because the books are an interpretation and the documentation of what those writers are putting down for us to read. For instance, Tulsidas Ramayana, he's a saint, but he wrote that Ramayana so many years after Valmiki wrote it, and He was a Dakite. So this translation, the best way to get the knowledge, to do meditation and get it direct in the olden days, when the great saints were sitting and they recorded the knowledge, and this became the Vedas. So this is two other ways that we can, God respond to us. For me at Bharat Sevashram Sheng, conviction is there that Swami Parameshananda is God. Because he took me out of this mundane world 50 years after he left his body. 1941, 1991, he takes me out. And when he did that, so this is a miracle. This is another way God communicates to us. And then he takes me out, and then he puts me in places, meeting the right people at the right time to further the progress, because he did it for a reason, to take me out of this mundane world. And people were there, and then eventually I got to the ashram. Now in the ashram, that there I was in the company of, from then on, saints like Swami Vidyanandaji. And he will tell me, don't study, just do seva, serve the ashram. See God in his ashram. When you do meditation, see him in your meditation. And naturally, the company of saints. And then throughout my life, I had the luxury of being in the company of saints and meeting the Dalai Lama and giving a hug and shaking the hand of the Pope at ground zero. Oh, what a feeling. Then you get to know that you are not alone in this. There are people out there who are at the highest level, and you feed from them, from those divine powers. And so this is another way of being in the company of people. And then with that guru, the spiritual master. So Swami Parameshananda continues to be there with me. And then he communicates with dreams. That when he gives you the lesson, in my case, that when he gave me the lesson throughout, and then when I got to the point where I was getting the feeling and getting the conviction that his consciousness manifested, then it's time to remove his physical form, thinking of him, his murti. And then one night, after talking about him, how great he is to a massive crowd in Delhi for the annual function, lots of monks, and doing the arti in front of all some of our great saints from our ashram and other ashram, going to sleep. And he says, okay, from now on in the dream, you see me as consciousness. This body of mine, you're thinking it's a body that can go bad, which is true. And it's time that you go and see me in consciousness. But these are the various ways. Another way that I want to bring, which is very important, and my focus this morning, controversies. That controversies, when they happen, is God's way of moving you to the next level. Takes you out of your comfort zone, what you're used to. That growing up, I was used to the mundane life and experiencing all facets of mundane life. But when he took me out of that mundane life and put me on the plateau, controversies are the key to move me higher. And these controversies, they continue to come. And when they happen, I stay calm because of experience. Let it happen. And when it is all said and done, and this is how the world operates, that we see controversy that is currently going on in America and the world. A controversy to take us out of the comfort zone is COVID. All the countries that people are affected, and they change our lives for the better, because now we have to stay within ourselves. That comfort of hugging and close proximity, social distancing, it will be a part of our lives. And this controversy is bringing us, because when we are by ourselves and we don't get to socialize much, the best way to utilize the time is to go within. That he was saying in the sloka, Arjuna, sit down, embrace silence. because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not humans having a spiritual experience. The difference between the two, we are gods and goddesses already. We have just a little more to go, and this is the need for us to go there. We should not be contented to be in that plane of mundane, because this illusion, we have to be smart and we have to know it's an illusion, all that is happening. And the controversy that is going, putting us in various positions, that the unrest in America, it is God's doing. That why didn't it happen before? Because now it's the right time, right place. And we see that the growth, evolution towards perfection by all people. There's no good and bad here. There's no good side and bad side. From the time you see good and bad and you pick a side, then you haven't got the divine interpretation of God's doing, God's will, divine will. So this morning, with all those other things that I said, God communicates to us through miracles. He communicates to us through our dreams. He puts us in the right place at the right time. He came and He gave us the scriptures to guide us. He creates controversy. He puts us in the company of great souls. So let us all acknowledge these things that are happening in our life, that is the divine will. And let us not be judgmental. Let us stay calm in times of controversy and have the patience, fortitude, and endurance. These are the source of strength, Swami Parameshananda said. Have those patience, fortitude, and endurance. And then what happened? That will lead us to our goal, which is God's self-realization. And then we'll take others with us, and that will be universal emancipation. Let our religion be self-sacrifice, self-discipline, adherence to truth, and countenance. Countenance is the biggest discipline, the biggest austerity. Let us go to that place of austerity and do worship. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. What a beautiful morning. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.